to all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed shrines. Selah. Hello and welcome, beloveds, to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Seraki, reporting live and direct, beloveds, from a small island called Lamu. And, the importance of self-care in this season. I think it's so important to take a time out from everything that's happening, because really, as I keep saying, we're in the best of times, we're in the worst of times, but it all depends on your perspective. And right now, as Babylon falls, there's so much going on. And it's not so much a physical marathon, as I keep saying, as it is a mental one. And so sometimes you need to take a mental time out. And this was actually a suggestion from one of our Patreon family. We appreciate, love you so much. And it's been the best decision. And I want to get deeper into this situation of, okay, there's been an overwhelming response from you guys about toxic family relationships, manipulation, occult manipulation that you weren't aware of from those nearest and dearest. And as I've said before, beloveds, the people we need to worry about is not the bigger Babylon system, but the individuals that we're keeping in our environment, that we've been keeping in our environment, and that are not good for us, that are toxic to us, that discourage us, that are literally there to kill, steal, and destroy our dreams, our destiny, our energy, and our everything. And the only way these people are able to succeed, the enemies of your soul are able to succeed, is through your ignorance. You see, ignorance is something that has been groomed and engineered on purpose, beloveds. The spell of hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. That thing of, if your relative is abusive, you don't say nothing. You don't share with family. You just, you keep it quiet, family secrets and all this stuff. Or many who were under some kind of occult manipulation were always told that such things never existed, or they were put deep into the religious psychosis, while different family members practiced occult sciences on them and took and siphoned off their energy. You see, religion doesn't give you any defenses, beloveds. Religion actually exposes you, because religion makes you look outside of yourself for solutions, when any solution that you need can only come from here. And you just need to adjust your internal system so that you can start to get the solutions that are coming from in here. But your ignorance, beloveds, is your enemy's greatest weapon. And they've even made many afraid of the truth. You're afraid to question this entire reality. And that's how this reality still exists. That's how this false matrix or false patrix or whatever you want to call it, that's how it still perpetuates itself. Because everyone can see the lie, but no one says about it. I mean, if you look, like when I did the story about Jesus doesn't exist, there's so much research that was shared in the comments. There's so many documentaries out there. And yet this is still something that people from the motherland will debate, will argue about, will literally want to crucify you for trying to show them the truth. The people who came up with the Jesus narrative are saying it doesn't exist. But they brought it to you. They beat it and raped it and, mentally tortured it into you. And now you're the greatest defender of it. And as I said, Christianity is only growing where there's a huge population of melanated people. And you see, ignorance is not bliss. There's so many lies that they tell you. You see, all these phrases, beloveds, they're almost like spells. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is not bliss. You need to know. Knowledge is power. That's the one you need to believe. Not even believe. That's what you need to like start getting. Knowledge is power. That's the only way you're going to get power in your life. That's the only way you're going to be able to make certain movements. You see, the obstacles that you find physically originate mentally. Remember, beloveds, we're spiritual beings having this human experience. And everything is based on the mental, it's based on our collective thoughts. And there are architects that have not created, they haven't created this physical world. They've created a spiritual concept, a fantasy. And then they've told you not to question anything. And the sad thing is, there are those among us that benefit from ignorance. So they would want you to remain ignorant for the rest of your life. Anyway, let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, Africa.
Welcome back, beloveds, to Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Seraki, reporting from the balcony, from my balcony on this small island where I'm taking a little mental health break. I love that. I really do pray that you are well. Special shout out to our Patreon family. We appreciate, love you so much for supporting us. And beloveds, you know, there's a lot of, I'm getting emails where there's a lot of, not necessarily panic. Yeah, I would say panic. Where people are feeling they're so overwhelmed by everything that's going on with the pandemic, with the lockdowns, with the mandates that are now coming if you're still in the Babylon system. Because Babylon is falling, beloveds. And, you know, when someone falls, it's never a pretty thing. It's usually quite messy. And you can expect Babylon's fall to be extremely messy. And so, you know, it's very important to take a time out from the situation. But beloveds, you need to recognize how much power is in your hands. Because the thing that gives any enemy of your soul power over you is your ignorance. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is a curse, beloveds. Ignorance is a curse, like to not know who you are, to still be in belief, to still be believing stories like Mzungu Messiah and all these things, to still believing that our African sciences are wicked. And those are the same ones that, you know, the lower versions that are being used on you to bind you and mash you up. And so if you really want to save your life, if you really want to survive the seasons and the times that are coming with, then you need to work on your ignorance. You need to work on your blind spots, the places where you really have little or no knowledge, where the only information you have about spirituality is what your freaking pastor taught you. You think all these African pastors and priests don't know that Jesus never existed? Of course they know. But it's like telling a banker he knows money is evil, but he's not going to stop being a banker. They know Jesus doesn't exist, but it's a business for them. And that's why, I mean, even in Kenya, there's been so many rumors and allegations. I think they really became a big thing last year or in 2019 before the lockdown, where people started exposing how a lot of churches were using occult powers to attract members, to keep members, even for these healing powers and things that they did. I mean, there was so much exposure, beloveds. And the truth is out there. The truth is the only thing that can make you free. No, not any government, not any Jesus, you know, because so many write and still say they're waiting on Jesus, which is just heartbreaking. But none of that can set you free. Only knowledge. Knowledge is what can set you free, because knowledge will help you tap in to a power that is greater than you, to the universal source power, to your spiritual team, your guardian angels, your beloved cosmic ancestors that are walking with you. Many don't even believe they exist, so that is just an immediate, like, cutting them off. And there is so much information right now, beloveds, out there. There's so much information. And you should look at our own, like the Bobby Hemmets and the Nellie Fullers of this world. I'll definitely do There was like a powerful seven. I'll definitely do a show on that very soon. But you need to, like, there's so much information, and while the information is still there, you need to really go deep and look into it. Look into the different agendas. There's great shows online that our own people have researched and studied, beloveds. There's even expeditions by melanated people into the pyramids where they prove that they got this Jesus story from the whole Heru, Jesus is Heru. And that as Black people, we were more into the mother, the father, and the child. And that has its own, I'm not going to get into deep into that. But you have to break your ignorance. And the thing is, they've made you afraid to do so. So it's uncomfortable. And that's one of the emails I get a lot from, when people are like, yo, I'm really in a religious psychosis and I'm working. I know this is fake. I know this, I know that. It's been proven to me that my spirit has confirmed it. But there are times where I feel afraid. I feel like guilty. That's how, because it's mental, beloveds. They entrapped you mentally, and in order to escape physically, you have to unentrap yourself mentally. It can't happen the other way around. You can't walk away from anything physically if you're still bound to it mentally. And you see, that's why Babylon, it was all about a mental enslavement and mental colonization, beloveds. That's what the whole focus was on. It was about getting you mentally so that physically it didn't matter whether they left, whether they were still there. And there's so much more to this Jesus complex, beloveds. Because I'll share this, the real reason why they invented Jesus. I'll share that with you. Because I really think people need to open their eyes, but fight your ignorance. Instead of watching soap operas and lifestyle shows of how people are apparently living their best Babylon life, dive deeper. Stop watching people who are as ignorant as you as well. Dive deeper, beloveds. Start with what concepts are ruling your life. Usually look at religion, look at education. I told you about the 7 pillars of Babylon. Sorry, now the village is waking up, so let me wind this up. I told you about the 7 pillars of Babylon. Look into those, because those are the 7 major lies. The lie of government, which is more about governing the mental, but that controls everything and creates this entire fantasy world. The lie about education. Education was not to give you any knowledge, it was to keep you from knowledge. Look at entertainment, look at media, look at healthcare and all the social services, police, military, everything. And start to question these concepts. Start there. But make it absolutely critical that you will break your ignorance, because your ignorance is what will make you a sitting duck for the government mandates. It will limit you from any kind of true freedom. Tuko pamoja.